Hey everyone, have you ever pondered upon this question? Does a human soul really exist? Well, we're going to discuss it in today's episode. But before that, we want to know what your opinion is. So share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Also, we often use the term soul casually in our day-to-day lives. We might say something like, "Oh, she has a good soul," referring to a person's inherent goodness. Or we might say someone is the soul of a party because they bring so much energy and excitement to it. However, when it comes to understanding the true nature of the soul and its role in our existence, things get a little more complicated. So let's start with a basic definition. What is consciousness? It's a term that encompasses our thoughts, feelings, perceptions, and overall state of being awake and aware. It's what makes us us, or at least what we think makes us us. But what is consciousness really? And where does it come from? One way of looking at consciousness is through the lens of Western dualism, which proposes that the mind and the body are two separate entities. The mind, also known as the soul, is the source of our thoughts and feelings, while the body is simply a vessel that houses and sustains the mind. This view has been around for centuries and it's held by many people today. But it's not without its critics. A major issue with dualism is how can a non-physical mind interact with a physical body? If the two are separate, how do they communicate and influence each other? Some dualists argue that the mind can influence the body through things like emotions and intentions, while others believe that the body can influence the mind through sensory input and physical sensations. However, these explanations don't sit well with many people who find them vague and difficult to understand. Another popular view is physicalism, which argues that everything in the universe is ultimately physical. This means that thoughts, feelings, and consciousness are all a product of physical processes in the brain. There's a lot of scientific evidence to support this view as we learn more about how the brain works. It seems that everything we once thought was purely mental can be explained in terms of physical activity in the brain. Things like memory, attention, and decision-making have all been shown to involve specific patterns of neural activity. But physicalism isn't without its own set of problems. One major issue is the hard problem of consciousness. This refers to the difficulty of explaining how subjective experience arises from physical processes. In other words, how do we go from neurons firing to someone actually feeling something like pain or joy? Many philosophers and scientists are still struggling to answer this question, and there's no consensus on a solution yet. So, what does this all mean for the question of whether or not the soul exists? Well, if we take the physicalist view, then the answer is a clear no. If everything is physical, then there's no room for a non-physical soul. However, if we take the dualist view, then the answer is a bit more complicated. Dualism doesn't necessarily argue for the existence of a soul, but it does leave room for it. If the mind and body are separate, then it's possible that the mind could continue to exist after the body dies. This is the belief that's often associated with near-death experiences, or NDEs. NDEs are often described as an out-of-body experience, or OBE. During an NDE, a person may feel as if they've left their body and are floating above it. They may also be able to see things from a different perspective, such as from the perspective of someone else. Some people even report seeing their own death from an outside perspective. While science can explain some aspects of NDEs, such as the tunnel of light, others remain unexplained. Proponents of dualism often cite NDEs as evidence for the existence of a soul. They argue that if NDEs are real, and they really are having an out-of-body experience, then it suggests that the mind can exist independently of the body. However, skeptics argue that NDEs can be explained in terms of brain activity. After all, the brain is a complex organ and we're still learning how it works. It's possible that NDEs are simply a product of brain activity that occurs during a near-death event. While NDEs are fascinating and can be deeply personal experiences, they're not the only piece of evidence that people cite when arguing for the existence of a soul. Another common piece of evidence is reincarnation. The idea of reincarnation is found in many different cultures and religions. It's the belief that when a person dies, they're reborn into another body. This process of reincarnation is often seen as a way for the soul to progress and evolve over time. Those who believe in reincarnation often cite cases of children who remember past lives as evidence for the existence of a soul. These are children who are able to recall details about past lives, such as people, places, and events. While some of these cases have been widely publicized, there's often a lot of skepticism surrounding them. Many psychologists argue that children can sometimes come up with detailed stories about past lives, but those stories are usually a product of imagination rather than actual memories. There are also cases of adults who have false memories implanted in them through hypnosis. This suggests that memories of past lives may not be reliable evidence for the existence of a soul. However, despite the skepticism, the belief in reincarnation and past lives continues to thrive in many parts of the world. Atman is a concept found in Eastern philosophy, particularly Hinduism and Buddhism. It refers to the true self or soul that exists beyond the physical body. According to this view, the soul is eternal, and it's what makes us truly who we are. It's important to note that the concept of Atman is quite complex and there are many different interpretations of what it means. But in general, it's the belief that there's a deeper, more fundamental reality to ourselves that's often referred to as the soul. In some traditions, the goal of life is to realize or understand one's Atman. This is seen as the ultimate goal because it leads to enlightenment and liberation from the cycle of birth and death. The concept of Atman is often discussed in relation to the concept of Brahman, which is the ultimate reality or truth. It's believed that Atman is identical to Brahman, and realizing this is the key to spiritual liberation. Overall, the question of whether or not the soul exists is a deeply personal one. There's no right or wrong answer, and ultimately, each person must decide for themselves what they believe. Whether you believe in a soul or not, there's no denying that we all have consciousness. It's what makes us human and allows us to experience the world around us. But where that consciousness comes from and what happens to it after we die is still a mystery. So what do you think? Does a human soul really exist? Let us know in the comments below. Now, before we wrap up today's episode, we want to ask you for a favor. If you've enjoyed our videos and find them valuable, we invite you to hit that like button and share them with your friends. Your support helps us continue to produce engaging and informative content on various topics. And if you haven't already, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we upload new videos and you'll get to watch our latest episodes ad-free. It's a great way to show your support and it ensures that you never miss any of our thought-provoking discussions. Thanks for watching and we look forward to bringing you more fascinating topics in the future. Until next time, stay curious and keep asking questions. The pursuit of knowledge is a journey and we're here to be your guides. Also, we would like to take a moment to thank you for your continued support and for joining us on this incredible journey of discovery. Because of your support, we're able to delve into the depths of human curiosity and bring you closer to the mysteries of our existence. As we reflect on the amazing support we've received from viewers like you, we're reminded of the profound impact we can have together. Your encouragement fuels our passion and drives us to continue exploring the boundaries of knowledge. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being a part of our story. Together, we can continue to unravel the secrets of the universe and deepen our understanding of the world around us. Thank you for your ongoing support and for joining us in the pursuit of knowledge. Now let's continue our journey of discovery. What are your thoughts on the concept of Atman? Do you find it intriguing, or do you have a different perspective on the nature of the soul? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Also, what other philosophical or spiritual topics would you like us to explore in future episodes? Your suggestions are always welcome. And if you're looking for more thought-provoking discussions, don't forget to check out our other videos. We've got a wide range of topics that are sure to spark your curiosity. Thanks for joining us on this episode. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and above all, keep seeking wisdom.